Before I begin the video, I just want to flag, as always, that I am not a qualified financial advisor and nothing I say should be considered as financial advice. Hello, I'm the Jody Saver, and this is my June 2024 update of the Financial Freedom Challenge. So, I've been doing this challenge for 8 months now, and the plan is to be financially free by month 24. You might notice that it's a bit of a different style video today, so I'm trying to be a bit more creative and thinking, instead of just sharing a spreadsheet, how can I make it a bit more of a, I don't know, visual video to watch. So this little statue that you can see here, me and my partner got as a Christmas present a few years ago, and it was actually like Greg's merchandise when they brought Greg's merchandise out a couple of, I don't know if it was officially Greg's or if it was someone. Anyways, it's to do with Greg's, so it was a little Angel of the North thing. And yeah, we love it, and I think actually, it kind of fits in well with my Geordie Saver theme. So yeah, I thought it was an appropriate background of that on my bookshelf. So this is just where on the bottom of the bookshelf where we keep the pens. Anyways, jumping into the numbers. So, where was I at the end of last month, at the end of month 7? So, across savings, investments, and premium bonds, we had a total balance of £9,504. It feels like I've been at near £10,000, but not getting there. It's like this long road of trying to get to £10,000. So that's really my aim. It would be great in the next few months if I knew that if I wanted to liquidate all my sort of savings, investments, and premium bonds tomorrow, that I could have £10,000 at my disposal. And realistically, that if I was to lose my job tomorrow, that would last me for 10 months, because for my share of the bills and kind of living expenses day to day, I could get by on £1,000 a month, but obviously that would be without any luxuries. So that would be great. And yeah, so then the outstanding mortgage balance was £105,768. And that meant that the difference between the kind of liquid assets and my mortgage balance was £96,265. So that's how much the difference is that I need to uh, save up in the next year and a half. And the monthly progress that I'd made last month was £1,563. And it meant that the total progress, or how much had we um, increased our, I don't want to say it's net worth, I'd say probably just increased our uh, kind of goal by, or like how much closer we were to the goal. That was £7,000 in total. So since October, when I started this challenge, we're kind of 7,000 better off. The reason I said I don't want to talk about net worth really is because I don't take into account house price in this, because something that I'm not considering here is the fluctuations in house price. So, as you'll probably be aware, there's years where houses go up in value. So naturally, we kind of build more equity in the property when house price goes up. But the reason I'm not including it here is that it's something I haven't really got too much control over. And if house prices were to crash, then obviously those numbers would go down, and it would just be a bit of a fluctuating picture. So yeah, so moving on to month 8. If you've watched my other videos, you'll have seen the different components of this one. But I'll go over the figures again. So in savings, so in my cash emergency fund, at the end of June, I had £1,010 there. In the stocks and shares ISA, I had £8,078. So I was really pleased that we had went over the next £1,000 milestone. It seems to be like the theme for me is like £10,000, because I would like that to be at £10,000 by the end of the year. But I've really got to resist the urge to go full on my investments, because I want my emergency fund to be at least £6,000. So I'm gonna contribute £25 a month like I have been the past couple of months, and not contribute any more until I've got a nice emergency fund stashed away, because that gives me the biggest peace of mind. Premium bonds was £175. I discussed it in that video, but there was something I had to pay for that meant I had to withdraw some of my premium bonds. So I do want to build this back up over time. And that meant that the total that I had across savings, investments, and premium bonds was £9,263. So it's slightly less than last month, so £240 less than I had last month. So again, I'm just trying to build that up gradually, and hopefully in the next few months it'll hit that £10,000 mark, which would be brilliant. Next, the outstanding mortgage balance. So at the end of June, that was £104,777. We're getting closer and closer to the £100,000 milestone. And I've talked about it lots before on my mortgage overpayment videos, but it will feel really like an achievement to me when we get below that £100,000 mark, because our mortgage balance will go from being in six figures to being in five figures. And I think in terms of um feeling like we're dealing with a smaller balance, it sounds daft that like £1 could make a difference, but the idea of having a £99,999 mortgage feels a lot less than £100,000 mortgage. And I know that's just psychological, but I think then when it's under £100,000, we can start thinking more on mortgage being quite small, because it's in multiples of our income, rather than it being this big scary number. So then the difference between my savings, investments, and premium bonds and my mortgage balance is £95,514. So that's how much we've still got to save in a year and a half. Obviously, it's a very ambitious goal, and I'm under no illusion that trying to achieve it is going to be some sort of massive feat. And probably, unless I radically increase my income or my partner increases his income in the next year and a half, we're probably not going to hit the goal. However, by tracking this and having a big goal, it's really spurring us on to really consider where we're putting our money and how we can add value to our overall situation. So the monthly progress in June was £750, which was a bit disappointing compared to some of the previous months. So last month, it was double that we made progress on. But the total progress figure from now up until October last year is £8,000. So £8,000 better off than we were in October. So I think probably why I like looking at that total progress figure is just reflecting on the fact that these sort of small gains that we'll have each month, it all builds up, and it would have been quite easy for us to fritter away a lot of the money that we've been putting away. We could have put it somewhere else. We could have, had a cruise, I guess, or an exotic holiday. And obviously I still want to do those things, but it's good to know that this money is being put to kind of good use, and it'll hopefully help us along in the future. So yeah, that's the update for June 2024. I really enjoy making these videos. As always, if you're on a similar journey, or if you've got any thoughts about these figures or about my journey, then do let us know in the comments box down below, and I'll see you on the next video.